Yeast, a humble ingredient. It transforms dough into bread and grape juice into wine. These fungi are culinary heroes, creating beloved foods and beverages. Yeast's influence extends beyond the kitchen. Crucial in research, industry and future food science innovations, for centuries humans harnessed yeast's power. The microscope revealed yeast's microscopic world. Yeast are single-celled fungi found everywhere in nature. Join us to explore yeast's science, history and legacy. Imagine a world smaller than the eye can see. A realm inhabited by single-celled organisms with extraordinary abilities. This is the world of yeast, a microscopic marvel that has captivated scientists and bakers alike. Yeast cells, though tiny, are complex living organisms, each a bustling hub of biological activity. Enclosed within a protective cell wall lies the cytoplasm, a watery environment where the magic of life unfolds. Here, within the cell's nucleus, resides its DNA, the blueprint for all its activities. But what sets yeast apart from other microorganisms is its remarkable ability to convert sugar into carbon dioxide and alcohol through a process called fermentation. This process, though invisible to the naked eye, is the driving force behind the fluffy texture of bread and the bubbly effervescence of champagne. It is a testament to the power of nature's smallest creations to influence our world in profound ways. Yeast's transformative power lies in its ability to ferment, a well-understood biochemical reaction. Imagine yeast cells as tiny factories converting sugar into energy. This process, known as fermentation, is the key to yeast's magic. Yeast cells break down sugar, releasing energy. This energy fuels growth and reproduction, producing carbon dioxide and alcohol. In bread making, carbon dioxide takes center stage. Yeast cells ferment sugars in dough, releasing carbon dioxide bubbles. These bubbles cause the dough to rise, giving bread its airy texture. The alcohol contributes to bread's aroma and flavor. In alcoholic beverages, alcohol plays the starring role. Yeast ferments sugary liquids like grape juice, producing alcohol. The story of yeast is intricately woven with the history of human civilization. Since ancient times, humans have harnessed the power of these microscopic fungi to transform simple ingredients into culinary delights. Imagine our ancestors thousands of years ago marveling at the mysterious rising of dough and the intoxicating effects of fermented beverages. In ancient Egypt, yeast was a prized ingredient, used to leaven bread and brew beer. Egyptians revered yeast so highly that they even offered it as a sacrifice to their gods. The ancient Romans too were masters of fermentation, using yeast to create a variety of breads, wines and other fermented foods. Over the centuries, our understanding of yeast has grown, but its culinary importance remains unchanged. Today, yeast continues to play a starring role in kitchens around the world, from the humblest loaf of bread to the most sophisticated sourdough creations. While yeast's role in bread making is well known, its contributions to the world of flavor extend far beyond the bread basket. These microscopic fungi are in fact flavor chameleons, capable of producing a wide range of tastes and aromas depending on the type of yeast and the conditions in which it ferments. In sourdough bread, for example, wild yeasts and bacteria work in harmony to create a complex, tangy flavor that is prized by bread connoisseurs. The long fermentation process, often lasting several days, allows these microorganisms to break down the dough's starches and proteins, producing a symphony of flavors that is both satisfying and unique. But yeast's flavor adventures don't stop at bread. In the world of fermented beverages, yeast is the maestro, orchestrating a complex interplay of flavors that tantalize our taste buds. From the crisp dryness of a Sauvignon Blanc to the rich fruitiness of a Belgian ale, each sip is a testament to yeast's ability to transform simple sugars into liquid gold. The world of yeast is far more diverse than one might imagine. Just like there are countless varieties of plants and animals, there are numerous types of yeast, each with its own unique characteristics and culinary applications. Baker's yeast, the workhorse of the baking world, is a domesticated strain of Saccharomyces cerevisiae, prized for its ability to produce large amounts of carbon dioxide, resulting in airy, fluffy bread. But yeast's diversity extends far beyond the bakery aisle. Wild yeasts, found naturally in the environment, contribute to the complex flavors of sourdough bread, craft beers, and natural wines. These yeasts, often present on the surface of fruits and grains, add unique flavors and aromas to fermented foods and beverages. Then there's nutritional yeast, a deactivated strain of Saccharomyces cerevisiae, prized for its cheesy, nutty flavor and nutritional value. This versatile ingredient is a favorite among vegans and vegetarians, adding a savory depth to sauces, soups, and even popcorn. Section 7. Taming the wild yeast, the art of commercial yeast production. The yeast we find in supermarkets today is a far cry from its wild ancestors. Through centuries of selective breeding, humans have domesticated yeast, creating strains that are reliable, predictable, and readily available to home cooks and professional bakers alike. Commercial yeast production is a fascinating process that involves growing vast quantities of yeast cells under carefully controlled conditions. It all begins with a single, carefully selected yeast cell, chosen for its desirable characteristics such as rapid fermentation and neutral flavor. This single cell is then multiplied in a series of steps, each involving a nutrient-rich broth where the yeast cells can thrive and reproduce. As the yeast cells multiply, the broth transforms into a frothy, bubbling mass, teeming with life. The yeast is then harvested, dried, and packaged, ready to be shipped to bakeries and kitchens around the world. Section 8. Yeast's industrial prowess beyond food and beverages. Yeast's talents extend far beyond the realms of food and beverages. These microscopic powerhouses play a crucial role in various industrial processes, showcasing their versatility and adaptability. In the pharmaceutical industry, yeast is used to produce vaccines, insulin, and other life-saving medications. Its ability to produce specific proteins makes it an invaluable tool in biotechnology. Yeast also plays a crucial role in biofuel production. Certain types of yeast can ferment sugars from plant matter such as corn and sugarcane, producing ethanol, a renewable alternative to gasoline. This process, though still in its early stages, holds promise for a more sustainable future. And let's not forget yeast's contributions to scientific research. Yeast cells, with their simple structure and rapid reproduction rate, serve as model organisms for studying genetics, cell biology, and even human diseases. Section 9. The future of fermentation, yeast's potential in food science. As we delve deeper into the world of yeast, we uncover a realm of untapped potential. Scientists and food innovators are exploring new ways to harness yeast's remarkable abilities, paving the way for exciting developments in food science. Imagine a future where yeast could be used to create novel food products with enhanced flavors, textures, and nutritional profiles. Researchers are exploring the use of yeast in plant-based meat alternatives, leveraging its ability to create savory flavors and meaty textures. Imagine biting into a juicy, plant-based burger that owes its deliciousness to the power of yeast. Yeast is also being investigated for its potential to create sustainable alternatives to dairy products. By fermenting plant-based milks, such as almond or soy milk, with specific yeast strains, scientists aim to develop vegan cheeses and yogurts that mimic the taste and texture of their dairy counterparts. The future of food is fermentation, and yeast is leading the charge. Section 10. A toast to yeast, celebrating the tiny organism that shapes our world. From the airy crumb of a freshly baked loaf to the effervescent joy of a glass of champagne, yeast has enriched our lives for millennia. These microscopic fungi, through their remarkable ability to ferment, have shaped our culinary traditions, fueled scientific discoveries, and continue to inspire innovation. As we raise a glass to toast yeast, let us marvel at the intricate workings of nature, where even the smallest of organisms can have a profound impact on our world. The next time you enjoy a slice of bread or savor a sip of beer, take a moment to appreciate the silent partner in their creation, the humble yet mighty yeast.